Every human life carries a silent greatness buried within it, a greatness so powerful that if it were fully unlocked, the world itself would not remain the same. Dr. Miles Monroe dedicated his life to teaching that the value of a human being is immeasurable, not because of their achievements or possessions, but because of the divine potential placed inside them before they took their first breath. And if you are listening now, it means there is something inside you that refuses to settle, something calling you higher, something telling you that you were created for far more than what you have been living. That voice is not imagination. It is your potential speaking. And this journey right now is about awakening it. You were never designed to simply survive. You were created to become a force of change, a person whose life carries meaning, direction, and impact. But something happens to us as we grow. We get shaped by experiences, environments, disappointments, fears, failures, and cultural expectations. We shrink ourselves to fit into systems that were never designed with our potential in mind. We learn to follow instead of lead. We learn to adapt instead of create. We learn to accept instead of challenge. And without realizing it, we drift away from the person we were born to be, but potential never dies, it waits. It waits quietly beneath your fears. It waits beneath your excuses. It waits beneath your old identity. It waits beneath the version of yourself you have accepted as normal. Potential is patient, but it is also demanding. It pulls on you. It whispers to you. It moves in your dreams. It stirs when you feel restless. It speaks when you know deep inside that there is more to your life. That desire for more is not greed or ambition. It is purpose calling. Every plant, every animal, every star, every planet, every form of creation exists because it fulfills a purpose. Nothing was made without intention. A seed is given everything it needs to become a tree. A bird is given wings to fulfill the vision of its creator. A fish is given fins to express its natural design. Dr. Miles Monroe said many times that purpose is the original reason for creation, and so it is with you. You were born with purpose. You were born with intention. You were born with specific gifts meant to be used. You were born to solve a problem that existed before you arrived. Your life is the answer to a question someone else will ask, but most people live trapped in systems that hide their true identity. They chase money instead of meaning. They follow trends instead of visions. They settle for security instead of significance. They allow their jobs to define them even when those jobs do not reflect their real purpose. A job is what you are hired to do, but purpose is what you were born to do. A job gives income, but purpose gives meaning. A job can end, but purpose is eternal when you live by purpose. You stop waking up tired, discouraged, or confused. Purpose gives life energy. Purpose gives clarity. Purpose gives direction. Without purpose, life becomes a dull cycle of repetitive days and unfulfilled dreams, but discovering purpose is only the first step. Becoming the person you were born to be requires courage. Courage to break free from the expectations placed on you. Courage to confront your fears. Courage to walk away from unhealthy patterns. Courage to say yes to growth even when growth is uncomfortable. Courage to stand alone when others doubt you. Courage to begin when everything in you wants to delay. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. And fear always appears when destiny's near. Fear is the gatekeeper of potential. Before every season of growth, fear tries to convince you that you are not capable, not worthy, not ready. But fear is a liar. Fear is an illusion created by the mind to protect you from the unknown. Growth lives in the unknown. Destiny lives in the unknown. Purpose requires that you step into places where guarantees do not exist. But you must understand this truth: you were designed for success. Not status success, but purpose success. You were endowed with everything necessary to fulfill your assignment. Nothing about your life is accidental. Your personality, your experiences, your strengths, your struggles, your passions, they all form the blueprint of your purpose. Inside you are gifts that remain untouched, talents that remain undeveloped, strengths that remain unused. Not because you lack ability, but because you have not yet unlocked the courage to uncover them. The greatest explorers in history were not exploring the world, they were exploring themselves. They were seeking the boundaries of their own potential. And potential has no boundaries. It expands as you expand. It grows as you grow. Every time you break through one level, a new level appears. This is why mediocrity is dangerous. Mediocrity is not the absence of ability, it is the neglect of ability. It is allowing your environment to dictate your limits. It is allowing comfort to shrink your ambition. It is choosing familiarity instead of growth. And the tragedy is not that people live mediocre lives. The tragedy is that they never realize that they had the power to change it. Dr. Miles Monroe said that the wealthiest place on earth is the graveyard because so many people die with their potential still locked inside them. But you will not be one of them. You are here, listening, because something inside you is awakening. You are rediscovering the truth that your life is significant. You are reclaiming the part of yourself that refuses to settle. You are rising above the version of yourself shaped by fear and stepping into the version created by purpose. To become the person you were born to be, you must unlearn what the world taught you. You must unlearn the belief that you are limited by your past. You must unlearn the belief that your failures define you. You must unlearn the belief that you are not capable of greatness. You must unlearn the belief that you need permission to pursue your dreams. You must unlearn the belief that you are too late, too imperfect, too inexperienced, or too broken. None of that is true. Your past is a classroom, not a prison. Your failure is a lesson, not an identity. Your brokenness is a testimony waiting to influence others. Everything you've been through is preparing you for everything you are about to become yourself. You must confront your excuses. Excuses are the enemies of destiny. They rob you of progress and disguise themselves as logic. They whisper phrases like, "Not now, I'm tired. I'm not talented enough. I need more time, need approval, or I need the right circumstances." But circumstances will never be perfect. The right moment is never guaranteed. If you wait for everything to align, you will wait forever. Life rewards those who begin even when beginning seems impossible. Growth requires responsibility. Responsibility means owning your decisions, your habits, your mindset, your discipline, and your future. You cannot blame your way into greatness. You cannot grow by pointing fingers. You cannot transform while complaining. Responsibility is the bridge between potential and destiny. When you take responsibility, you reclaim your power. You stop living as a victim of life and begin living as a creator of your future. Another essential part of becoming who you were born to be is understanding that not everyone will understand your journey. Some will doubt you. Some will misunderstand you. Some will distance themselves from you. Some will question your motives. Some will feel threatened by your growth. But your purpose does not require their understanding. Purpose requires focus, not approval. Destiny requires intention, not validation. You cannot carry everyone with you. Some people belong to your history, not your destiny. This means you must become comfortable with being misunderstood. Visionaries are always misunderstood because they see what others cannot. They hear what others ignore. They believe what others doubt. They pursue what others fear. And they achieve what others only dream about. If you want to become the person you were born to be, you must learn to trust your inner voice more than the outer noise. The inner voice is the whisper of potential. It speaks through desire, dreams, ideas, passion, imagination, restlessness, and conviction. You must protect that voice. You must give it space. You must nurture it. The world tries to silence it through fear, doubt, negativity, and distractions. But if you learn to listen to it, it will guide you to your destiny. Becoming who you were born to be is not a one-time event. It is a journey of transformation. You must evolve mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and creatively. You must develop discipline. Discipline is one of the hardest but most rewarding aspects of growth. Discipline means doing what is necessary even when you don't feel like it. Discipline means waking up earlier than your excuses. Discipline means choosing long-term reward over short-term comfort. Discipline means sacrificing entertainment for education, distraction for development, and laziness for purpose. Discipline is the weapon of achievers. It separates dreamers from doers. Many people dream of greatness, but few are willing to put in the work required to achieve it. You cannot wish your way into your destiny. You must work your way into it. Your habits shape your life. Your routines shape your identity. Your daily decisions shape your future. Small, consistent actions create massive transformation over time, but discipline becomes easier when you have vision. Vision creates motivation. Vision creates hunger. Vision creates energy. Vision makes discipline feel meaningful. Without vision, discipline feels like punishment. With vision, discipline feels like alignment. As you grow, you will begin to understand that purpose is not just about you. Purpose is always connected to serving others. Your gifts are designed to benefit humanity. Your talents are designed to make life better for others. You were created to contribute, not just consume. True fulfillment does not come from what you get, but from what you give. Fulfillment comes from knowing that your existence makes a difference, that your life is adding value, that someone else's life is better because you live, but you cannot serve the world effectively until you become the fullest version of yourself. You must heal. You must grow. You must rise. You must mature. You must discover your identity. You must develop your gift. The world needs your greatness, not your insecurity. The world needs your strength, not your fear. The world needs your wisdom, not your excuses. The world needs your voice, not your silence. And as you pursue your purpose, something breathtaking will happen. Opportunities will start to align with your vision. People will enter your life with the resources you need. Doors will open that were once closed. Ideas will flow with clarity. Connections will form unexpectedly. You will begin to sense that you are in the right place at the right time. This is not luck. This is alignment. When you step into your purpose, creation responds. The universe supports those who pursue their assignment, but do not confuse progress with ease. Even when you are aligned, challenges will still come, but you will face them differently. Instead of fear, you will respond with faith. Instead of doubt, you will respond with determination. Instead of quitting, you will adapt, improve, and continue. Purpose gives you resilience. Resilience is the ability to rise again after every fall. Resilience is the refusal to give up. Resilience is the recognition that failure is not fatal, but educational. Every great person failed before they succeeded. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. The journey to becoming who you were born to be is filled with moments where you question yourself, moments where you feel inadequate, moments where you feel unprepared. But growth happens exactly in those moments. You are not meant to be perfect. You are meant to progress. Perfection is a myth, progress is the goal. Every step, every attempt, every effort brings you closer to your true self. And one day you will look back and realize that the person you used to be could not have handled the life you now live. Growth transforms you into someone capable of carrying the weight of destiny, and at the deepest level, becoming who you were born to be requires connection with the source of your purpose. Dr. Miles Monroe taught that creation cannot know its purpose without the Creator. Your purpose is not created by you, it is discovered through you. There is a plan for your life greater than anything you could imagine. There is a calling on your life that transcends circumstances. There is greatness inside you that was placed there before time began. The Creator designed you with intention. He gave you gifts, personality, passion, and potential. And as you align yourself spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, your purpose becomes clearer. You must trust that you were not born by accident, not born in the wrong place, not born at the wrong time. You were born precisely where you were needed to fulfill your assignment. You are an answer to a problem. You are a solution wrapped in skin. You are a vessel of greatness, and now the rest of your life demands that you rise into that truth, has a way of drawing you into places you never expected to be, shaping you through experiences you never imagined, and developing within you a character that only pressure could refine. As you continue your journey toward becoming the person you were born to be, you will discover that the process is less about arriving at a destination and more about awakening every dormant part of your identity. There is a greatness hidden inside you that is waiting to be unlocked, but greatness never emerges without intention. It never rises without disruption. It never grows without sacrifice. You must understand that there is a difference between movement and progress. People move every day, busy with endless activities, distracted by noise, running in circles without direction. But progress requires purpose. It requires clarity. It requires knowing why you exist. Movement without purpose will drain your life, but movement guided by purpose will transform your life. This is why so many people feel tired but unfulfilled. They are active but not advancing. They are working but not growing. They are chasing but not becoming. To become who you were born to be, you must realign your life not around what is urgent, but around what is essential. Essential things nourish your soul, elevate your mind, deepen your conviction, strengthen your discipline, and sharpen your gift. When you focus on what is essential, everything else begins to fade in importance. Arguments that once upset you no longer matter. Distractions that once captivated you lose their power. Negative opinions that once controlled you become irrelevant. The fear that once paralyzed you becomes an illusion. This is the power of clarity. And clarity comes when you begin to embrace your identity instead of escaping it. You were created with a specific assignment, something unique that only you can achieve. This assignment does not depend on your current qualifications, resources, or background. It is woven into your existence. But the world will try to redefine you through expectations, labels, stereotypes, and limitations. People will expect you to fit into boxes they understand, not realizing that your blueprint was written by a higher design. They will judge your potential based on your present stage, unaware of the hidden greatness that has yet to manifest. You cannot allow external voices to silence your internal truth. Dr. Miles Monroe often said that the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life lived without purpose. Purpose is what separates existence from significance. It turns breath into meaning. It transforms survival into leadership. It elevates ordinary moments into extraordinary impact. And purpose is not something you invent, it is something you discover. It is already inside you, waiting for you to uncover it through reflection, growth, and obedience to your inner convictions. The journey of becoming who you were born to be requires confronting your fears. Fear is one of the greatest enemies of destiny. It whispers that you are not enough, that you cannot succeed, that you will fail, that you will be rejected, that your dream is unrealistic. Fear is loud, persistent, and deceptive. But fear only has power over the mind that entertains it. When you begin to challenge your fears with truth, they start to lose their strength. Every fear is built on an assumption, not a fact. When you step toward your fear, it retreats. When you confront it, it crumbles. The most dangerous type of fear is the fear of your own potential. Many people are not afraid of failure. They are afraid of success. They fear responsibility, excellence, and greatness. Why? Because greatness demands accountability. It demands discipline. It demands transformation. It demands leaving behind the comfort of mediocrity. Success requires you to operate at a higher standard, to think differently, to live intentionally, to separate from people who are satisfied with less. And not everyone is willing to pay that price, but you must. Because the greater tragedy is living a life beneath your potential. You were not created to simply blend in or survive. You were designed to release something into the world that only you can bring. Your voice, your insight, your creativity, your experiences. Everything that makes you who you are contributes to the assignment you carry. Ignoring your potential will never give you peace. Suppressing your calling will only increase your frustration. You cannot outrun who you were born to be. Your journey will not be free from obstacles. In fact, the closer you get to your purpose, the more opposition you will face. The reason is simple: everything with value is resisted. Diamonds are formed under intense pressure. Gold is purified by fire. Seeds must break open before they grow. Muscles must be stretched before they strengthen. Resistance is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is proof that you are getting closer to your destiny. The universe does not oppose the mediocre. It opposes the great. That is why your life feels difficult at times, not because you are weak, but because you are strong enough to handle the journey. Growth requires patience. Impatience is one of the main reasons dreams die prematurely. People want results without process. They want progress without preparation. They want the reward without the discipline. But anything that arrives too quickly will collapse just as quickly. A tree that grows too fast has weak roots. A leader who rises too fast has undeveloped character. A dream that manifests too soon lacks foundation. Timing is essential. Delays are not denials, they are development. Preparation prevents premature promotion. You must embrace the hidden seasons. The seasons when no one notices you, no one praises you, no one sees your effort, and no one celebrates your progress. These hidden seasons are sacred. They build your integrity, strengthen your discipline, deepen your humility, and refine your gift. The world may not see your preparation, but destiny does. Every moment of discipline you practice becomes a deposit into your future. Every hour you spend learning, improving, studying, practicing, and refining becomes part of the building blocks of your success. There will come a time when everything you endured will finally make sense. The closed doors, the betrayals, the disappointments, the setbacks, the delays, all of them were necessary. They were preparing you for what you asked, for they were shaping the character needed to sustain your blessing. They were positioning you for opportunities you could not see yet. You may not understand this now, but the time will come when you will look back and realize that nothing in your life happened by accident. Every struggle, every mistake, every victory, every loss had meaning, but you cannot wait for understanding to start moving forward. You must grow even when confused. You must push even when tired. You must believe even when uncertain. You must continue even when discouraged. Growth is not comfortable. Growth is not convenient. Growth is not glamorous. Growth is demanding. It requires letting go of who you were so you can become who you must be. Letting go is one of the most difficult parts of transformation. You will need to let go of limiting beliefs that kept you small. Let go of guilt from your past. Let go of relationships that no longer align with your future. Let go of habits that drain your energy. Let go of environments that suffocate your creativity. Let go of identities that no longer fit you. Letting go is not losing. Letting go is making room. You cannot carry old baggage into a new season. You cannot enter a higher level with a lower mindset. Transformation begins with the decision to evolve. And evolution is intentional. No one becomes great accidentally. No one grows by chance. No one succeeds without discipline. Becoming who you were born to be is a daily commitment. A commitment to learning something new every day, even if small. A commitment to improving your habits. A commitment to mastering your emotions. A commitment to speaking words that align with your destiny. A commitment to surrounding yourself with people who elevate you instead of draining you. The people you keep around you affect your altitude. Some people inspire you, some weaken you, some confuse you, some distract you. You must choose relationships that support your growth. You must choose conversations that expand your thinking. You must choose environments that fuel your potential. You must choose mentors who challenge your complacency. You must choose connections who believe in your vision. Not everyone deserves access to your process. Not everyone is qualified to speak into your destiny. As you grow, your standards will rise. You will no longer tolerate disrespect, laziness, gossip, negativity, or mediocrity. You will no longer settle for half-hearted effort or half-finished assignments. You will no longer allow fear to dictate your decisions. You will no longer stay where you are not valued. Growth changes your expectations. It changes your posture. It changes your boundaries. It changes your direction. But becoming who you were born to be is not only about personal growth, it is about global impact. Your purpose is never only for you. Your destiny is connected to other people. Your breakthrough will unlock breakthroughs for others. Your courage will inspire courage in others. Your success will open doors for others. Your story will give strength to someone who feels hopeless. You are part of a larger assignment, an unfolding masterpiece that impacts generations. There will come a moment when everything you have learned, endured, practiced, and cultivated will converge into a single season of manifestation. People will look at you and believe you became successful overnight. They will praise the fruit while knowing nothing about the roots. They will celebrate the results while unaware of the sacrifices. But you will know. You will know the nights you cried, the days you doubted, the moments you almost gave up. You will remember the times you had to encourage yourself when no one else believed in you. You will remember the pain that built your resilience. And you will recognize that every step was worth it. Your destiny requires courage. Courage to take risks. Courage to face criticism. Courage to fail. Courage to rise again. Courage to make decisions that others do not understand. Courage to go against the crowd. Courage to trust your inner conviction. Courage to walk through doors that feel intimidating. Courage to expand your life beyond your comfort zone. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that your purpose is more important than your fear. One day you will realize that fear was nothing more than a shadow, big in appearance, empty in substance. You will wonder why you waited so long to believe in yourself. You will wonder why you allowed insecurity to silence you. You will wonder why you stayed small when you were meant to be expansive, influential, transformative, but that moment of realization will not bring regret. It will bring awakening. Awakening leads to acceleration. Acceleration leads to manifestation. Manifestation leads to impact. Impact leads to legacy. Legacy is not what you leave for people. Legacy is what you leave in people. The words you speak, the lessons you teach, the example you set, the values you embody, the courage you exhibit, the purpose you fulfill. Your legacy begins the moment you decide to stop living by default and start living by design. You are an original. There has never been and never will be another person with your exact combination of gifts, experiences, insights, and perspective. No one else can replace your assignment. No one can duplicate your purpose. The world needs what you carry. Even if it seems small, even if it seems quiet, even if it seems ordinary, your contribution matters. All you need to do is embrace who you are becoming. Not the version shaped by fear or by other people's expectations or by past mistakes, but the version shaped by purpose, clarity, conviction, and truth. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. And when preparation meets purpose, destiny unfolds. Now rise, because the world is waiting for the full expression of who you were born to be.